Hello, and welcome to the Tired Craftsman channel. How have you been doing? Good, I hope. I've been doing alright. Taking a bit of a break after a very eventful October. Made a few things, eliminated a few enemies, very productive. Also, my robot army is temporarily disabled. I had this whole thing with an evil wizard. He came in, enchanted him with some sort of sorcery, turned him against us, but with some quick thinking I was able to neutralize him. These things happen! So for now, it's just me and 14 holding the shop down, but the show must go on. So tonight I'm going to be making something very near and dear to many Gen Z hearts. An animatronic endo head from FNAF. Because I like animatronics. And hopefully the algorithm does too. Shall we? Alright, so I started with a template for the face that I made by folding some cardboard in half and cutting it. Then I traced the template onto some EVA foam floor mats that I got from Harbor Freight. Personally, I don't really care much for Harbor Freight usually. The tools I bought there always start falling apart after like a year. But they sell foam floor mats for like $8 versus a place like Lowe's who sells them for like 20 or something, which is absurd. Is this foam inferior in terms of quality? It doesn't seem to be, so there you go. That's a bit of craft info for you there. Other guys would probably gatekeep that, but not me. Also, be sure to use a sharp blade while cutting foam. A dull blade will tear it up and ruin the edges. Trust me, I know. Now the face has like another thin layer on top, so I added that to the pattern and cut that out of some thinner craft foam. Then I used some contact cement to join them together. Make sure to line it up right because once it joins good. Then to make his weird little mouth thing, I used some more foam floor mats and just hot glued some teeth together. And that should do fine. Now I really want to make his mouth move so that he can technically be a real animatronic, and to achieve that I'm going to use this 12-volt 60 RPM motor. I use these things all the time. Most notably on my Halloween animatronic build video. Maybe go check that out later, it's a fun one. Actually, you know, it could be kind of sick to make a spring trap that squirms around like that. Maybe another time, we'll see. But anyway, I cut some pieces of wood and drilled some holes to make a sort of neck and, like, bottom jaw mount to attach everything to. I didn't really measure any of this, by the way, I'm very much guessing, but I have confidence in my ability, and that's how we succeed. And I also cut off the bottom back corner of this jaw thing so that it could move unimpeded. That's called clearance, and it's a beautiful thing. And thankfully it all worked out on the first try. And now we can mount the motor. I go into more detail on that in the Halloween video I mentioned, but here's a quick summary of how the assembly goes in order. It's a specific way to do it. And to transfer the movement to the jaw, I attached this piece of wire coat hanger. There's probably better things to use, but as you can see, it gets results. And I used some plastic Christmas ball things for the eyes, and I painted them on the inside so as to preserve that glossy, reflective finish on the outside. Helps keep them looking more eyeball-like. And while I was waiting for that first layer of paint to dry, I used more of the thin foam to make some eyelids. Just used a heat gun to heat them up a bit, and then form them to the eyes. And then I used some super glue to join the lids to the eyes, because super glue is the only thing that I found that really works on plastic so far. Then I painted the next layer of paint on the eyes, and while that's drying, I'll add some of these random little detail pieces that I guess help make it look a little more robot-like. I don't think they're really meant to do anything, but it does add to it. Then to hide that wooden neck, I cut apart some PVC pipes and fashioned a more robotic looking neck. Then I plastied the foam parts and sprayed it all with some metallic silver. But FNAF animatronics are nice and grimy, so I made a black wash and just started painting and wiping away until I started to get a color that I was happy with. I'm always a little nervous when I'm doing a black wash, so I always start with it really watery, and then after I get a feel for what it's going to do once it's on the piece, I start getting a bit heavier with the paint. Also, I had planned to make the eyes glow, but the acrylic paint was too uneven on the inside, and it kind of made the light diffuse all unevenly, like you could see brushstrokes and stuff. Yeah, next time I think I'm going to go with some spray paint for the white parts of the eyes at least. Hopefully that'll make it more even. But, you know, we live and learn. And with that, I think I'm going to call this one done. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. I know I enjoyed building it. I actually kind of dig the endos, so who knows, maybe if this video does well at some point I'll make a full body one in the future. You know, we'll see. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and good night.